some noise for
Orange Juice in a Blunt.
Whoreson, the story of a ghetto pimp. Three. My first days in school were uneventful, except for the shock my first name had for my teachers. Of course, they quickly solved this problem by simply using my last name. However, this didn't stop my classmates from calling me Whoreson on all occasions, causing my teachers to curse my mother's choice of names. At this stage of life, school was wonderful. On our way to school, we used to steal from the delivery trucks making their morning stops. On a few occasions, some prostitute who was still up working or just coming out would yell at me, "I'm telling your mammy on your boy if you steal that junk." I don't know if they ever told, but if they did, Jessie never said anything about it. Because the whores always yelled at me, it made me popular with my gang. They commented on the fact that all the prostitutes on Hastings knew me. My best friend, Tony, would put his arm around my shoulder. His mother sometimes worked with Jessie, so we spent a lot of time together. "Me and you, Whoreson," he would say, "we gonna be the best pimps in the whole goddamn world." I would look up at Tony's dark face and grin. He was taller than me, and I was tall for my age. Tony could outrun, plus outfight anybody in our gang, except Abe. Everybody knew couldn't nobody whip Abe. He was big, dumb, and strong. There were a lot of grown men who wouldn't tangle with Abe. We always waited on the corner in the mornings for everybody in our gang before going to school. If somebody wasn't going, there was always some kid in the gang who knew about it. Tony would stop by for me, then we would stop and get Abe. This way, everybody came to the corner with somebody. After 9 or 10 of us got together, we would start for school, looking for something to steal on the way. After my 9th birthday, I began to really understand the meaning of my name. I began to understand just what my mother was doing for a living. There was nothing I could do about it, but even had I been able to, I wouldn't have changed it. There was a boy in our gang named Milton, whose mother wouldn't allow Tony or me in her house. She didn't even really want her son to play with us, but he found out it was easier to run with us than to get whipped on the way to school every day. I once heard her yell at him while we were waiting on the sidewalk, "Milton, if I catch you giving that junkie bitch's son some of your candy, I'll kill you when you get home. That goes for that little half-white nigger they call Whoreson, too. You hear me, boy? I mean it now. You take this quarter and save some change for school." It had been Tony's idea that Milton try and get some money so we could buy some candy. After Milton bought the candy, Tony wouldn't eat any. He told Milton to take it home and stick it down his mother's big mouth. I helped Milton eat up the candy. She wasn't the first person who had said something about me, nor did I think she would be the last. To tell the truth, I enjoyed eating it, because I knew she didn't want me to have it. Tony seemed so pitiful watching me eat the candy that I suggested we stop at Big Mama's. If she didn't give us any money, she'd sure have something to eat. I wasn't hungry, but I knew Tony was. It seemed as if his mother never did cook, 'cause he was always hungry. Milton started to complain. "Y'all know I can't go up there, Whoreson. You done ate up all my candy, now you don't want me to be with you." I saw a girl from my class at school going down Hastings Street, and I started to run to catch up with her. "Come on, if you ain't scared," I yelled back at Milton. Tony ran beside me and laughed at Milton. "Come on, punk, you might get a chance to see somebody doing it, if you don't be so frightened of your mother." We crossed the street at a dead run, causing a driver to slam on his brakes. He stuck his head out the window and cursed loudly, but it just made us to laugh. Janet turned and saw us coming, but before she could get away, I grabbed her and felt where her tits should have been, if she had had any. She called me a nasty thing and tried to hit me, but I danced back out of the way. Tony came up behind her, grabbed her by the ass, then jumped back. She screamed and slapped out at him, but she was too slow. He joined me and we laughed. We had started on down the street when two whores stepped out of a gangway and caught us from behind. Before we could break loose, Janet had run up and slapped both of us. Tony tried to kick her, but the woman holding him got mad and slapped him upside the head harder than Janet ever could have. "Keep your black-ass feet on the ground, little nigger, you hear?" she commanded. Tony complied by keeping his feet still. Not wanting to appear frightened, I resorted to threats. "When I catch you at school, Janet, I'm gonna do more than that." Janet shook her little skinny hips at me. "You ain't gonna do nothing, nigga, but try and get along with me," she answered. I tried to get free, but the woman held me tighter. "You just wait and see," I yelled. "First time I catch you in school, I'm gonna stick it in your tight little puss." Both of the women who had seized us laughed. The one holding Tony remarked gaily, "Just listen to 'em. Ain't neither one of 'em got enough to stick in a pop bottle." I turned bright red, blushing down to my toes. Tony was on the case, though, and he capped sharply, "We got enough to bust your big white ass open, woman." Instead of making them angry, his remark only amused them. Then suddenly we heard a voice roar from the window above us. Big Mama was leaning out of the window. "Bring them fresh little niggas up here, and we'll see how long it's gonna be before they feel on another little girl in the streets." On hearing the sound of Big Mama's voice, plus seeing that look in her eyes, we really tried to get free. It was useless, though, because after she finished speaking, some more girls helped the first two to carry us upstairs. When we got upstairs, Big Mama bore down on us. Both of us were shaking so bad we couldn't get our lies straight. I tried to explain that we were not feeling Janet, just playing with her. For telling this lie, I got a well-placed slap. After that, the women got together and took our pants off. A white man, coming out of the back bedroom, stopped and gave Big Mama his belt. She took the belt and lit us up with it. After we had begged, cried, and pleaded, plus called her grandma, she gave us our pans back and sent us into the kitchen to eat. After eating some ham hocks and greens, we tried to beg some money out of Big Mama. She promised us another beating if we didn't get out of her sight, so we ran down the stairs. The long, narrow stairway was dimly lit, so we didn't see the two women who had grabbed us until we got to the bottom. They stood in the dilapidated doorway, laughing at us. Tony asked the one who had grabbed him to give up a quarter. She gave him a personal invitation to go to hell, so I tried another approach. I promised the one who had caught me a kiss if she would give up the coin. She stared at me for a moment. "Give me one good reason why I should want to kiss you," she said, "and I'll give you a quarter." I stared straight into her eyes and stated, "Since I'm just a little pimp, all I'm asking for is a quarter. But you know all you whores love to give pimps money. So just give it up, whore." Her mouth flew open, and she just stared. I stepped back out of the way. I knew Jessie had told all of her girlfriends to pop me upside the head whenever they heard me swear, so I wasn't taking no chances. The sound of men laughing caused me to turn. I saw two men sitting in a Cadillac who I knew had to be real pimps. They were wearing silk suits, and their hair was beautifully processed. One of the men called over the girl I'd been talking to. He gave her $2 and pointed at us. "You give it to them."